Views.
Corruption do so.
The Views comes up every weekday on the Freetown Television Network and at 12 p.m. Several pertinent issues could be discussed by professional heads, policymakers, plus the assessments of members of the public. Tune in every day, Monday to Friday, as we discuss politics, governance, business, and all other pressing issues.
It is of high paramount for young people and children to participate in the decision-making process in order to ensure that there is development in any nation. Sierra Leone, if it must develop, we all have a key role to play. If of course one decides or chooses to clean the streets, another man must invent a trash can in order to be collecting some of these garbages that has been swept. Locally Moses, my name, and this is The Views. The Views is a current affair program that comes to you every weekdays from Monday to Friday, and at 12 p.m. we looked into all issues that has to do with human interest stories. Issues ranging from politics, governance, business, economy, entertainment, religion, and of course other subsequent issues that has to do with human interest story. We're going for a short break. When we come back, we'll certainly continue the program.
The Views. The Views.
Corruption do so.
The Views comes up every weekday on the Freetown Television Network and at 12 p.m. Several pertinent issues could be discussed by professional heads, policymakers, plus the assessments of members of the public. Tune in every day, Monday to Friday, as we discuss politics, governance, business, and all other pressing issues.
The digital revolution continues. Catch all the special moments with the real 4G experience from Orange. Dial *800#.
Orange. The Views. The Views.
Corruption do so.
The Views comes up every weekday on the Freetown Television Network and at 12 p.m. Several pertinent issues could be discussed by professional heads, policymakers, plus the assessments of members of the public. Tune in every day, Monday to Friday, as we discuss politics, governance, business, and all other pressing issues.
Welcome back. The program where you watch and the Views here on Freetown Television Network on channel 35, and we also the here on our Freetown Radio 90.5. Well, in the studio this afternoon, I get with me Santiki Bayo Dumbuya. Santiki Bayo Dumbuya, and I'm the founder and director of a Young Child Foundation. Santiki, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
So Santiki, they are this afternoon for talk about the organization. First, we Young Child Foundation.
Yeah.
What's it about?
We Young Child Foundation is there about how to address picking problems in terms of education. And when you talk about picking problem, you not only rely on the picking himself, but also the environment, the community, and as well as also the parent who is surrounding the picking in better one.
Okay. So now we look at extensively since Una established. First, how long Una be done there in existence?
I start with the idea in 2009. But then implementation of program start in 2011, early 2011. Yeah. Because the reason are that we've been, first I've been volunteer for another organization, and after gaining experience through my volunteering, and then I see the gap of that particular organization there with regards to some of the issues that will be encounter in the field, lead me for start the foundation and focus on picking them.
Before we go to what lead you, the brain behind you establishing this organization, you begin with say something lead to an idea. What lead to this organization in establishment?
I believe it's the idea start from during the war, you know the kind of issues that we myself undergo through, and from there when I come to Freetown, I see also the way how picking the suffer. Then I remember then I say, okay, with all the experience they were don't get from volunteering and to this other organization, then I decide for come say, okay, let's fill in the gap where I see where they happen between the organization and the other within this organization, the volunteer within the target, and the other one they will not target, so that I can fill in some gap and try for see how I can help my country, and especially the Pekin when they live now country Sierra Leone.
Children are going through so many things. Then they encounter so many things. Then as children, as an organization, we care about young people. Then, especially children. What we don't do for ensure say yes, we do some visibility study about some of the things that really affect children, Pekin and the country.
Yeah, if I can outline the things and currently what we don't do from then to now. One, at the start with education. In terms of education, we don't build two schools we in a primary schools we currently at the run, and one of the school na Temple of Faith, and the other one na Wiyum Primary School with the up George Brook, or to the up George Brook, and the other one also right now we make an 3. Or the reason we make I say I not bill because na pan body force I not bill it properly, but I believe say God will bring down the funding and people and we go able for support me. The other one we now in making 3 na Krube Ide Krube, and from 2015 to currently we always they send picking for NPSC in the seat, and in the past we they make so many other programs into that particular community. Move away from the school in terms of schools. Currently also again they support girl picking them.
Okay.
In terms of and one we call reusable pad in terms of menstruation, because we don't find out say during the time where we social workers in the work in the field, some picking in the absent in our school, but then they tell you exactly what's the reason we make the absence. So when we do thorough interview and also call them together for let them open up, we find out say now because during the time then they on menstruation, especially for the mature girls, and then they on menstruation, and so they can feel not much more like confident for even share them like a taboo, and so we decide for come up with this reusable sanitary pad. Where part of this reusable sanitary pad we now like pad the way they use and wash them back and use them back. So meaning that we don't cut the expenses on one side of it, expenses wouldn't they spend for buy every month pad for cure or for take care of their administration business. And then also inside that we don't create increment of and then attendance in school, because that means they need to stop again from attending school in terms of menstruation, because then get till in the use and then they continue for good school. And then the other side also again we reduce in terms of teenage pregnancy, because most girl picking them then can find it difficult. What thing can lead them for keep boyfriend, because they know they're not able to provide, or the parents are not able to provide for them that monthly money they for take care of their menstruation. And so because of that particular program they're able to address that particular issue there as well. And in 2018 to this 2019, we also get a project will be the do when a project to be funded by partners them, where they deal with gap picking as well. We provide education materials, and also we make sure say them family then also we provide them with family business grants. And a part of that particular side again, we get other programs that we can call football for child development.
Before we go into some of them, we want to look at a few aspects. Now,
Okay.
we Young Child Foundation, basically, when they do things, when our main focus from the name itself, na picking and
Yeah.
target.
Yeah.
Over the years, we don't see picking them in our streets. Rather than for letting them in a school, or rather than for letting them do something where maybe it's beneficiary for them or for their parents, but then in a school. What thing we don't do as an organization, we care about picking them. For ensure, say, some of them picking them where they in a street, then come on our streets and go back to their homes and do something better for their life.
Very good. Thank you for this question. One thing we believe in now that partnership. They say a single finger no go able to stone.
At all.
When you join together with other people and we una all get the same focus, una able to do something better. So we partner with Street Child of Sierra Leone and Street Child UK. So we all they work together. When you look at some of the programs within Western area, we and we Young Child Foundation and other partners then we the implementer for Street Child. And in the sense we all try to see how for remove picking them from the streets and bring them kind of home and also place them in a way that they could become productive tomorrow in the future and even take up our responsibility. Because if I tell you about 95% of our employees in our organization now people that we come on at the same communities and also the work. So all the schools that we get, the teachers them, they all come on at the same community. So in that sense, we provide economic empowerment for both the community supporting the picking and even also the community as a whole.
Many issues anyway they affect picking them, and we actually get a look at them bit by bit. Child labor. Child labor, Mr. Lumbuya, and one part of the issues and we picking it to go to. Una must go down do a study or something with regards child labor in the country.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about child labor in Nigeria.
One thing when we talk about child labor, it does not mean people can think like now the work no more alone, but also it dey beyond also work. Because we get some issues some things where we the things say like not to heavy work for let picking do, but not heavy work as well for them. Because if in order to that age for let do certain work like that, then we can say like simple waspan other things all are serious issues for picking in growth one or for even be focused on education. So we get what we call when we mediation program. Inside mediation program like counseling, we the mediate between the picking and the parent and we social workers always they go close to the parent and whenever we find out that because our relationship with the picking is cordial, and I can tell you most time when I work within the community, the picking can call me we own instead of my real name. That they call me as the organization name we own instead of my real name as Santigi. So that's the create like we don't create the way that then open up and we self open up to them. And whenever something wrong, then they rush for tell we and explain to we. And we self get the method we will approach them, parent them in the sense that we are able to protect the picking for let not become seen as the family as somebody who they take information to the organization and also creates harm for them between the family. So we get a method, a way where we do interact and try for address some of them things.
Now look at some of them method. We call things by their name.
Yes. One thing that we are all skillful.
Okay.
Nothing say because of you. Nothing say you get sense past the other person.
Okay.
Maybe the way they think, the other person they thinks more than how they did. Yes, but it need to come out plainly to you at that moment. So now make whenever somebody like picking can meet we and tell you something, we they go in the other way around and saying like as if we can do like a kind of a meeting or kind of talking about we programs that we do, and from there bring instances like as an example from another person where like don't or other picking or like don't affect or become affected. But in that way we need to call that person the name within that same community deal, because let tomorrow any other thing happen. But like we use as references from other side of the community to this community for like calm and immediate, because in that explanation the parent would don't see himself inside the picture.
Okay.
And also in that sense psychologically it help am for change the way how they behave to the other pikin.
Santiki, will they go back to education?
Yeah.
It's the flagship program of the government, the new direction.
Yeah.
An organization, how una look at first the importance of education precisely for Pikin?
One thing I believe education is the strongest pillar for any sustainable development. Education, because let me look. Today, most family they talk about say the family don't succeed or somebody don't succeed. They begin to talk about the education first, whether person they don't achieve.
Okay.
Yes, and some of we don't go through to the struggle of achieving education. We know what I mean, and education they come, then without money.
Okay.
It requires money. It requires time and commitment, and food, because I don't believe say the pikin will learn without you providing food and other necessity way you need forget. And we know, so then thing that important I make from the beginning. I tell you say when we talk about pikin, they only talk about the whole pikin no more itself, but other things and the factors and the surrounding the pikin where they make it become a successful pikin. Some of them things that they now they try for talk about wearing, you get the pikin,
Okay.
you get the school, the education side where the pikin they think of achieving. You self one for the achiever,
Sure.
but you also get other things then for like able for do that in the one providing books for that pikin then makes us say that pikin they go to the best school.
Education, like they say, yes, it's good. Everybody want for ensure say you get education, but sometimes the enabling environment is not created, most especially for children.
Yes, and this is why I try for explain bit by bit
Okay.
of the things that were surrounding if we want for picking for achieve in terms of education.
Go ahead.
Some of my explanation are based on experience. Some of we come up from poor background before we come free term, and then what we face, it's difficult for us. But then what we strive around for ensure say we reach to this level so this today. Now some of them things and they are the try for explain about as well. We are in a talk about you get it picking, then you want for let it picking achieve education. But other things and they around wait for do for that picking them for able for achieving education. Because some of the things that you need for provide food for that picking them. Just if you're hungry, baby, tell me if you're able for focus. You need able for focus for learn. You need able for focus for study. And if you give that picking them much more work for do, how you go able for sit down for study. And if you use also the parent, then they provide like the kind of security for that picking them, and then also observation in terms of whose kind of friend they make with party they day with, whose kind relationship they walk around with. Also is another factor for letting picking succeed in education or fail. And the government of Sierra Leone, the president Bill, they don't do a great work by creating this free education. The only thing that we need this free education for reach everywhere, in the sense that still some schools and they were not approved, and one of it we own school still not approve it. But we still a push with the government for make sure so we do all what is required by the government, and we believe say by God's power this academic year 2019 to 2020 I believe say we school then go approve.
Santiki, since you are applauding the government, you clap for President Bio for the new direction where you're able to create this free education.
Yeah.
And you sure say, well, based on your finding as an organization, you believe say education ain't not the only way for picking.
I say when you ask me about education, I tell you about one of the strongest pillar, which means there are so many other pillars.
People believe that it's a common saying, education is better than silver and
gold. Yes.
Is that concept must be accepted?
We get different people in society. We get different things to make the country grow.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that if you are not educated, you are not important within the country or within the community.
Which is why I just wanted to ask the question.
We have different people. We have different skills that is required for a country for grow.
Okay, what's not some of those skills?
One of the things we get people like them waiter or waitress within the work na them bar then restaurants.
Okay.
These people are dealing with international people when are investors. We call them investors, taking care of them. And let me tell you one thing: if one investor, maybe the waiter or the waitress, steal her, take something away from her, what do you expect that person they follow do? They left this country and go, and you never know that person it can provide jobs them, through in company or through in organization for the country, and then one green person don't create all anything and they go.
Okay.
So meaning, this is not just one aspect.
You believe if someone is not educated, now they make it involving self for some of them thing?
Me, I believe that because one, education is powerful. One, then also learning skill is powerful. It's also part of education.
This is why I want to ask this question: is education limited only to classrooms?
I don't think so. Today we get different method of learning, and as I say, we get online learning. Where now the internet don't grow, we get online learning. And when you go to college, university, they tell you to go do research.
Okay.
Meaning the lecturer not get all things for can you in a blackboard or explain to you everything, but it left to you the individual for do your research, study more, and try for prove something where where you see say like you get out of. And by doing that process, you don't learn something. The same way also goes to the fitter man, the one at the fitter where they make motorcar, you don't come present to run this motorcar. First, what they do is they ask you what happen, what's wrong. Then you explain there what they happen. The next thing what they do, they go ask you some basic questions, in the sense that with that now diagnose and first in the first process before ever I begin lose anything. And by your explanation, maybe you go say, okay, let's start. Let's try for starter. So all the process.
Education, well, it's good. Everybody want for drum. Over the years, we've seen the enabling environment is not there. People frown face, especially in society. If you are not educated, the public will actually look at you as somebody that is important in society. It's very common.
Yeah, I know. It's very common. But that I think a wrong concept people in the take. And I believe a lot of people they also even learn book, they think differently in that particular, because one, we get levels of human being in terms of hierarchy. We get levels and we get different jobs to do. In an institution, you get the cleaner, where maybe you think learn book, but important, they provide support for the institution for growth. If you can ask for this money, there is a cleaner, somebody they will don't take care of here.
Certain.
Fine. And now you come and can sit down. You get your role as well. We now like what we discuss about how the country go before, but it starts from a chain of work.
So regardless of our educational background, we ensure say everybody in our society we consider each and everyone important.
Of course.
Even though probably they might not get the level of education where you feel say they will be, but they are important as long as they are taking part.
Very well.
In the decision making process.
Yes, they are very important.
Santi, we'll get so many other things for discuss.
I know.
But we go for a short break. We'll come back. We'll continue the program.
All right, thank you very much.
The program with the watch, now the views. The views, of course, will give you all what you need for know about happenings across our world. We can give the truth, the whole truth, and of course, nothing but the truth. We'll go for a break. When we'll come back, we'll continue with the program.
The views. The views.
Corruption do so.
The Views comes up every weekday on the Freetown Television Network and at 12 p.m. Several pertinent issues could be discussed by professional heads, policymakers, plus the assessments of members of the public. Tune in every day, Monday to Friday, as we discuss politics, governance, business, and all other pressing issues.
digital revolution continues. Catch all the special moments with the real 4G experience from Orange. Dial star 800 hash.
Orange.
You know they?
No.
When you tell me I go join this local SIM couple, from where I download this thing, and I'm not able to get access to my account. And I want to know so now we can.
Okay, so now this one really simple. You don't go to the bank?
No.
Okay. Now go to the bank, let them update your account. Make sure say your telephone number they all know, because now the telephone number go make you get access to you go SIM couple.
Okay.
Where you dey go? Make sure say you carry your bank ID card and also the mobile phone where you dey use, because now there we go download the app for you. Okay, so now you will not get account with me. What you need to wait for? Go na any of we branch and open account so you self go enjoy the local SIM couple.
Local Commercial Bank will make life better for we all.
Welcome back. You see the watch reviews here on Freetown Television Network on channel 35 and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. In the studio this afternoon, I get with me Santiki Bayo Dumbuya, where the founder and director of a Young Child Foundation. A day for talk about issues and where they happen, where they affect Pekin across the nation. Santiki, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
So yeah. we're going to continue with the show really. Now, let's look at the skill center according to you will now be done the established so far for young people.
Yeah. The skill center mandate from the idea we have been forced to talk about because of the Pekin and the absence from school, and then they come out playing to we. And when we discover because of their menstrual period, you know, I decide say okay, this as I say some of them thing here what we go do. We not go continue for provide them part the way na English made in thing. It will cost a lot of money, and in the sense that forget to do no go able for do and for we constantly it will be a problem. So we come up with this idea of reusable parts. So we reach out and we find out say this is not the best alternative product, because that reusable part it can take up to then 2-3 years. Yeah, it depends on how you hold on. And for any part of the give, we get something will describe it about how for manage and use them as well. And so we decided, okay, now how can we able to get people that we will able for provide or for the produce them in there.
I just want to ask how
Yes.
one can go about for getting the reusable sanitary pad. How one can go about
This now local materials they would get from the market now. Yeah. And the other thing which I be do stuff, they use towels, they use this cotton materials. The other thing which I be contact like Family Kingdom, then give me some of them, then towels the way they use again, then clean them for fire and then give her, and we use her as part of the layers of the pad. So we use these local materials and we did at Saloya would able to get easy one and able to provide them particular pad and now today I tell you currently as I talk to you now we produce right now about over 3,000 pad them for another company where they don't contact we will produce for help picking in a salon. And as well as also recently we now like yesterday we social workers them we na Hannah Kaba and Betty been there na Cambia Mambolo, and support through a partnership program where Heart for Sierra Leone then come and contact we and then request for pardon from we provide to them and then support a lot of girl picking na Mambolo. And yeah, so this is not the kind way how we do. And right now back as before at the camp, another person don't contact me back we na a German lady, we want for help another school, then also request from we for law give them, for law sell give them pardon so that they go support them. So this na the kind way how we dey do for help picking them na salon, especially women.
Just before we go to another issue, how now the part for make people go on know basically now you say now the provide manufacturer.
Yes.
Somebody go on know shortly or briefly how we can go about that side.
We get different materials that we use. One na the towel, two na flying, and second, third na we get the cotton material, and we get other layer back when a fourth one we call them waterproof. So some of them materials we only made up one part, and we get the measurements and everything. Wherein we use the button and everything we able for make sure say girl pick a user na in as a layer for able for prevent that
for able for think of issues like that. It take creativity.
Yeah.
Something more motivating for do them thing.
Yes, because one thing that we especially me are very very conscious about how to address girl picking problems, and because of that, I think say when I think about them picking the yaso, because of the kind of strong bond way we get with them, then they attend schools them, and so they don't graduate self, they don't go to another school there now, but still that relationship would on be between me from then when they did at that primary and small age, they don't come to that particular level. We see they kind of office. So when they off na school, they kind of office party first. Can with the result? We need to even ask for the result, but they come to the council and to it. So that particular thing that we see say okay, some of them things here so we like they affect them. We focus inside, and this way 9 weeks inside for address that particular side. And we also provide like job for another 20 local women them where they at the center currently right now, where they produce the pattern, and as well as also we not only and stop on the pattern, but we now training them to become seamstress, wearing the uniforms them where we need now schools them, and they provide and they produce them. So we pay them, then they now get job.
Una don't do well. They must suppose for commend for a great work. Santigi, issues in the way they happen, way it's abysmal. It really not encouraging for women. Let's take for example violence against women, especially sexual violence against young picking them, girl picking them. Una organization. Then thing they come on as well, even after the state of emergency was declared on rape and other sexual assault. It's still be the occur. What's gonna be done to do so far over the years?
I can tell you we get one program we call Football for Child Development. This Football for Child Development na annual program we do every year. During the football period, we get mic, we get a PA system. So we dey advocate na the community, we dey speak against this rape and teenage pregnancy issues. And then also, we currently now we get 1 year pilot project where we implement with Street Child of Sierra Leone and Street Child UK. We purely aim at ending teenage pregnancy and and then right now we work with about 12 schools now both Freetown Yaso and Waterloo. Yes, where we try for address that particular issues and within the components of the project we get clubs we don't set up wherein we explain to girl picking and things the way they know say, where we all know say, then get for meet up and then get for scam and how for deal with it. So we now start for telling at that age where they reach the time of menstruation, and also we get other program where we deal with the football aspect as well, and as well as also we know how we religious issues there within Australia, and we have some people and sometimes some religious leaders and okay one for talk about certain issues. So they call them on board and let's have they give their own and voice and see how we can all work together as a team in various aspects for ensure we address that particular issues. So
now Freetown, I guess for ask this question. Freetown not to Salon.
I know.
And involving organizations like this, you get for ensure you do your best for reach now other sectors, then other areas now.
Yes.
So far,
We all know. We organization, I can say, not small organization. But we also know that people away there na free to so they're not the only people we we consider as Sierra Leoneans, but we also get other people away there na other parts of the country. For any program we they do, somebody will help you as a funder getting limits and also get new areas of focus based on the research we don't do. And because we're not able to do research now all over the country, so we target the communities that also don't do research and find out some of the issues them. And some of them schools and they right now they work with. Now then we don't discover say Boku picking and they drop out of school because of teenage pregnancy. So and at this make we come up with that particular program then and centralize them for now and free training. And as I tell you, this is not a pilot project. When this first phase of the project work out very well, we did think about rolling out, maybe involving more schools and so on and so on.
When should we consider this as soon as possible?
No, at the moment, because this pilot project they take 1 year. So we expect after the 1 year we do assessments and then evaluate the project, the outcome and everything before we think about what next to bring up. Because from this one we can learn so many lessons. And the way the people from the provinces get for benefits currently for now out of this part of this project now, because we get for the engage radio program every month, wherein we get for the bring camp picking them with the part of the club, social workers then with they part of the project where they monitor the clubs and monitor and also the nurse then where we also bring camp where then they provide like counseling and sensitization to other, because some things then they in terms of women need health issues and it needs somebody who train at the field, and so we incorporate 2 nurses then where then they part of the project we then go for the kind of radio and television, and I believe there will people out there and picking them then they then go benefit from that as well.
So those watching you in the provincial area or those probably who've heard about this organization, may they consider themselves left out for this first phase?
As I say, they are not totally left out because they can benefit from the radio discussion program.
They are 99% left out.
Exactly, yeah. But as I say, any project getting you focus and getting you funding requirements, and so that's why we limit ourselves now. Yeah.
In that case, we go with a biblical context. We say there is time for everything.
Exactly.
So not your own time.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We get for take another issue in this program where we look at women and girls empowerment. Well, empowerment itself from my own context. What's it made up of women and girls empowerment as an organization?
As I say, empowerment no means in education alone. As I say from the beginning, how for help picking, you get various aspects we're involving, because let's say the picking at the center, but you get other factors that surrounding that picking for helper. And we all know women then, now they're not the most people awake in they very close to them picking them. But then also, they self get a role for play for a family for let grow. By doing that, you get for make sure they become also important and productive. And one of the ways, the way we look at for say how they go become productive now that the one them currently will they produce them part the Yaso now center, as I tell you, then they will also they train them for become seamstress. And today, now, then they produce them part the Yaso and get something from that. And then as well as also other people within the community, then they contract them right now for make clothes, make other things then during holidays and after holidays. And we serve as an institution, the schools that will get, we need to take uniform, they can go anywhere. Now the center then they produce them. So they pay them. So in that sense, would they empower them both educationally and as well as also skillfully. And now they are contributing to with vision for succeed, and also will they contribute to them or let them become a productive people.
If you are to personally advise the government headed by President Bio, what thing you feel say they will do for let them ensure say then copy from?
Me believe say we all get different things the way we do. And for anything to do right now, currently, now for support government is success one.
Okay.
When we come to education, we the support government for succeed in the free education
But if you
policy.
say more need to be done, just like for ensure they empower
Yes,
young people.
I think more needs to be done. More needs to be done. And just yesterday we celebrate International Youth Day. And the theme now that transforming education for young people. And this now a warning shot for government for focus on young people, because young people are made up like the huge percentage of Sierra Leoneans, and Africa as a whole, young people now then more abundant, and this means a good resource where government for tap into for make sure the country grow. And when young people become more skillful and more productive, because their brains are young and they are smart, they are strong, energetic, you see things moving faster. Faster. We can look at other countries, and then East African countries, where we they meet up and conferences, even where we they do online conversations, when you look at some YouTube videos of some of the things that they do, like then TED, where we like a kind of social enterprise program where they provide, where they promote young people, where they come up with some innovations, We also know when you come back in our country, we begin to look at, we begin to compare, and this now some of the things that we stimulate with some of we. For think more higher and higher, because we do go learn other side and try for bring and our country. So the only thing we need now government support, and other MDAs, the way they relate or way they in line with what we do.
Something talking of the young people, youth inside them. Now we see yesterday the Minister of Youth and other people then we actually concerned about people then, young people then in the country. They celebrate the International Youth Day. But from your organization point of view, or from the fact that you are somebody way passionate about young people, is there something for Sierra Leone to celebrate for young people as they did yesterday?
I believe so, yes, because one thing now that I see some certain things the way this government they do, where one major thing in terms of the education, and we also learn that a lot of students then where then in a university then gain some kind of support in terms of the education aspect, and also I see some project the way they go on within Usa young people away then together, like then Wofska area, then they build some structures that they wherein that they try for bring them together, and for let them focus and think something to do, even though they was mutka and this and that, but they are organized. So that particular side the Hebrew help them for provide for them, employment, and at the same time, able for organize them for let them think differently instead of thinking themselves as if they are not important. But that particular structure they able for help them for bring them come together. So one of them things and they are really happy about, where they walk around, now Wellington at the see and I see I'm back na model for go Frobe College, na that corner they back at see and now a very good project done. And we also ask government for let them also focus on civil society organization or entrepreneurship, then social enterprises, small organization, then companies them when they try for come up with some innovative ideas, for let them put money for loaning, and by loaning them, let them not just they think about we Sierra where you hold money, they run away, go other side. We have a lot of people right now who then get a lot of skills there, but they lack the support, they lack the startup. Okay. But if government also look into that thing, and I believe the world today, markets, business, look at East Africa, other countries, then they grow. young people in the crowd innovation, and then they support them, then get them project they want to come up with, when they apply for funding, bring out your idea, and then also then look at your idea and then support her. One organization where they admire right now when they do that thing now called Aid. Called Aid currently they support social entrepreneurs, with some small funding, then $1,500, then $2,000. These are some of the things that would they make country grow. Because if the person get this particular idea, this young person, and get this particular idea, and you want for them, they not get the support we need. What's they happen? They go to another country, and this is causing us brain drain. Because brain drain in the sense that we young people, we get the skills, get the resources for make use of now this country. We are losing them to another country. So then they rush for go to America, rush for go London, rush for go other parts of the world, because they get the idea, but they are not supported here.
Which is why actually had to ask this question. Now, people then they run for go, just like how you talk, we see young people involving in temple runs and other stuff. First and foremost, what do you feel say they actually force some of them young people there and for left the young country, who say, they for they and go na other man country? What do you feel say the result some of them things?
I believe that there is a lot of things where they result into that. One, unemployment, they also lead to them. I can tell you the truth is that, when have they come up, I they think about, say, I want to go America, me dream. Like sometimes I can dream awake, say, I dream say I did America, or awake, I say, I visit I did America. But
you regret for
yes,
waking up again.
well, in the sense, honestly, it's not easy.
Okay.
Because then, when you not get employment, they think, say, life is so difficult for you. And when you look at the people who in the rush for go America and rush for go other side and then temple run, watch them back and there is no employment, no job for them. Some can have the ideas, like as I say, then they get the idea, then get the knowledge, then get the innovation, innovative ideas and things that they want to do. Some are musicians, are good in that. Some are good in football, some are good in other things. But the support for let them continue that particular career, they be in a salon. And then they fight for going to other country. We get that particular support day so that then will make themselves available and help.
Something has Sierra Leone as a nation, we don't become that worst to a point that even the citizens, everybody want for left the nation. Has we gone to that point?
I think no. That's no. But one thing we say now that even inside America, we get people that stay way homeless. Okay. But we talk about the magnitude of how the homeless people versus the one that way they're not homeless. And same way also we talk about Sierra Leone, how many people they employ versus the one that don't employ, especially young people. And these are the things that we they ignite young person or other people and for things say, let's go on the other side. Let's try go on the other side so until they go better for me. Because they read good things and they happen there. But also again that particular side, now the government and the other people surrounding, we are like call like them private sectors, them business people, part of their product, part of the innovation, they create job, they create other things.
Instead of young people running away from their own country, you not feel say if government could not provide for you job, you don't feel say you as young people you for able for sit down and do some creativity, if even a business, or do something just to empower yourself.
This is exactly what I talk about just now, Nayana, that the enabling environment where government for able for provide, in the sense that then tax, how government they reduce tax for them business people and how government they make sure the registration everything go on smoothly, and also how government they provide loan, to young people where they get them start up, then they go able make sure they able do one. But if that them particular areas and they're not addressed, it becomes so difficult for them.
Government promised to do what they call student loan scheme. If we say that was good step for the government,
of course,
even though it's yet to come to reality,
it's a really good thing. You know why? We get some people that are brilliant and genius for that matter, but they come from a very poor home, and they cannot able to further their education. We get a lot of people, not that they not get requirement or they not get anything which require them for go to university or learn something, but because the funding, the money not there, it become a problem for them. So if the government come up with this particular idea, it's a brilliant idea. Why America then they grow? Why London they grow? In terms of education, we all the rush for go study na London. We all the rush for go study in America.
When one at a particular time now, yeah, people them they run for car.
Fine, Africa. We now today they run for go Ghana. We Ghana now them they run for car.
What's an arrow?
So let we create the enabling environment for young people, for people, for able for something will make they empower themselves within their country.
Okay.
And by so doing, multiplication of them people and they, on their ideas, on the things they do, they make the country grow.
We get so many things then for look at, but we really don't get much time left. So now we look at first the scholarship we want to do as an organization for people then we basically they vulnerable, they're not able to empower themselves.
Yeah. One thing before government, this government come to power, and then he give out this statement of free education program for Sierra Leoneans. We be on the work with Street Child together, and we work on racist projects. We work on UCAM 2 project. We funded by DFID, through Street Child UK and Street Child of Sierra Leone. We the support gap picking them, and as well as boy picking them, and also we with them parent them or caregivers they already take care of them. We introduced a program we call Family Business Grants. This Family Business Grant, we believe, say, the project not will go forever. It must get in your end time. And because we know say it need in getting your end time, and we think say how this PKR go sustainable, we don't put on a school. So we think say okay, the best way for support this family, because of as I tell you get the picking at the minimum, but you get other factors then surrounding. This picking one it can sick. Then they deter them from for go school. It go stop her for letting go school. The picking go need food. If you not get them, you not go able for go school. And the family itself get their own personal issues then or problems then. We then self for able to take care of this picking. So we come up with the components of family business grant through Street Child, and now this business grant, because the communities also then get some certain things that they need, and when they need them, most time then they go far away distance for go get them, and not everybody they able for pay and 3,000, 4,000 or 5,000 yuans for go buy just one product will cost like 3,000 yuan na dof cuts. But with the support of them family there also, then now can able for go buy in large quantity and can sell at the community in bit by bit. And in that sense, one, we don't increase the economic earning of the families. In that sense, then they say the profits, then the user now for take care of the picking health, food, and at the same time other charges that will may be required within the school, then go able for provide them. Whilst the picking in your education, we introduce other program we call savings. So then they save, because we know say for every month or for every three months, now one term inside the year. So if you save for 3 months, let's say 5,000 every week, check how much money then they will be. Then which school then you not going to pay for? If you are down there, we are not talking about private schools here, which cost 1 million some hundred. No, we are talking about government schools who are picking the goal.
Average schools that are affordable.
Yes.
Just before we actually go to the final bites for this program, on which basis una be give una scholarship? How una can go about it? Maybe una can first tell me how una can go about choosing people that are
we get criteria where the project entails, and we get forms them where we use. Where we social workers they use for going at the field, and go ask each and every picking in the family. We check on both the academic aspects of the picking and performance. We also check on the living condition of the picking, the home. So at first, contact, you meet picking at street, no side come on, know that and in. You get some basic question the way they ask her. And you also look at this na time of school hours for picking for go school. Why you there na street by then say you need to go school? Something wrong somewhere. So all that step in there, we look at them for assess the picking in qualification one for become part of the project.
We finally get to close this particular program. We want to make you look, this is your final bite. You tell the viewers, the one the way they watch you, waiting, basically if you see need for be done for law ensure, say, issues like for fight, violence against Peking and other stuff are being done inside you.
I believe the government is fighting very hard with the introduction of the new laws of hands off our girls, all in them particular policies and they things that we really good with the support, for ensure say Peking become protected and secured. We also need the parent and interventions. We also need the bystander where even if you see this Peking, not to Peking, but say that situation also I see this Peking, not a suitable situation. You need for coming because you yourself you Peking, other person else we know if it's Sabia or also not to Imbona, we don't support her once and save her. So this kind of way, I believe say we can able for support yourself. And then also we want for ask the people of Sierra Leone now that why make other countries that they grow now because then they help each other. Other countries them we get what we call crowdfunding campaign. Everybody get different earning power. If they pay me 2 million, maybe they pay you 3 million, or maybe the other person they pay 10 million, 8 million, 7 million. But this other picking day under you not get nothing. That parent they not get nothing for go. Get 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. If we all put small based on your earning power, I believe so will grow. Even young people only they come up with some innovative ideas, they not get funding. If they come up with a crowdfunding campaign for supporting, let we give support. Today in Sierra Leone, we all majority get credit card. We're able for pay online. We're in the same way other countries they do. There's no other method, just online. Or we get a bank send now this country. I can see one organization go place like a kind of a box. Now some of them bank the drop box. If you go take 100,000 or 200,000 a bank, put 5,000 or 10,000. It is support. That 5,000, 10,000, if 100 or 200 or 1 million people give, check how much money are there and check the things that we able to do. So I believe if we begin to think that kind of way, we are helping each other for grow together.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Well, he has been Santiki Bayo Dumbuya. Santiki Bayo Dumbuya is the founder and director of the Young Child Foundation. He has been speaking on issues with regards happenings, issues that actually affect children across the nation, which he tends to curb some of these issues. Well, this is how we come to the end of the program for today's edition of The Views. The Views, as always, it gives you all what you need to know about happenings across the nation, ranging from politics, governance, business, economy, and of course, religion. Certainly, I will have to go with a quotation from a man whom I have no iota of doubt in his speech. He is Reverend Billy Green Conte. He says, "You are valuable because of the gift that has been given you. You are valuable because of the potential in which God has placed in you." Many thanks to my camera operator, Moses J. Lavalley Jr. He's a man of iota in his words. Thanks for watching and do continue to stay with us.
Be discussed by professional heads, policymakers, plus the assessments of members of the public. Tune in every day